any
that people started calling out. Even Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitter.
Yeah, I ban him.
Listen, I come to you now. I bring you the freshest crop, the creme de la creme. It's straight out of the stew pot, sitting on the hearth. This is totally not a trash story. Talking about Frogman from Frogland Twitch. She's a streamer. She's actually one of these streamers that's like a leftist, adjacent leftist, Hasan orbiter. But before we go into that, I have a favor. I have such a yearning passion for subscribing to my channel, if you would. Also hit like on the video, or dislike if you hated it. And if you hated it, maybe... Also, a fair tip. Listen. Check out my, I think you need to check out my shit. Check out my Twitter. There might or might not be a post, or there will be a post, because I might post it later. I might have to post this later, but check for a tweet. It'll give you instructions on how to enter a free drawing for the last Luigi card I have. If you know, you know. Okay, just check it out anyway. Check it out. Now we got to talk about Frogman. Frogman, this whole thing sort of kind of most likely started with a video that Frogus decided to post. They went on a like tirade about on the U.S. Army, or just U.S. Military in general, hoping she basically wished all soldiers would get PTSD.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope he...
Okay.
You know?
Bunny shot.
I do, the ones I'm like whatever about the U.S. soldiers are the ones that like acknowledge that like what they did was wrong. They didn't know back then. Whatever. You're a good person in my book. I'm like a Tom. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted. The U.S. military that are like, yeah, like, you know, I did this back then, but now I know it's wrong. Like, I'm changed. Like, fuck imperialism. Fuck this. What? You don't deserve the PTSD. But like any other motherfucker, you're joining them. You're like, oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
See your nearest Air Force recruiter now.
I mean, holy shit. This is the first time I actually watched that. Damn. That was worse than I thought it was gonna be. My son. Good. Shit. She went ham. Like shit, man. That's harsh. That's worse than I thought it was gonna be, actually, truthfully. And that spurred actually an online backlash on Twitter, of course, and a few other places. People started clipping it and making videos, sort of like what I'm doing now. And yeah, she went actually on an apology tour, and this is what she had to say. I'll just fucking read it. The U.S. military has conducted some of the most horrific crimes against humanity in the modern era in countries such as Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine. My anger is directed at individuals who are currently championing these war crimes as if they liberated my people. It's horrific and disgusting. The beginning of the clip was worded poorly, and I do apologize for that. I go on to clarify in the clip that I do not mean all military, but specifically those with no remorse. What I said was out of frustration, as they are currently bombing my family in the name of liberation. I realize that wishing people harm isn't the best way to talk about these issues, and that I could have talked about these topics in a more sensitive way. Now listen, that apology was not much of an apology as so much of an apologist explanation for why she did that, and just it feels like doubling down a bit, but also admitted and it conceded some ground of it being a very crude way to discuss things, you know, talking about the wishing of, terrible things to happen to somebody at the end of the day. I mean, that's pretty uncouth. So also, Fergus over here was involved with like a TwitchCon panel. And it had to do with, I believe, three other members that were also on the panel. which we'll talk about later. I won't talk about them in depth, but I will mention that they also will get banned, just like Frogman did over this, and that's led people to believe the ban had more to do with that panel than it had to do with the PTSD soldier, because some people have pointed out that it's only a 30-day ban. The panel itself at TwitchCon was really just a stupid cringe, like tier list meme, Arab versus Jew. Frogus actually responded, still claiming it was just an innocent meme, didn't really mean any type of racism or indignation towards the Jewish community. But also you have to keep in mind the apology she just issued, in which she still defended her take about, hating on certain members of the veteran community, those that weren't against imperialism, which I believe, what's her words? I believe she might say the same thing about the Jewish community, which is, I think, left unspoken but inferred a lot. But all that aside, it was reported that 3 other members, including Frogman and Denim's TV, who is also like a Hasan orbiter, also got a Twitch ban as well. People are speculating it's just for 30 days, but still, Twitch did take action eventually. There was actually quite a buzz of a discussion online by how quick Twitch was eager to ban Asmongold for voicing his opinions about, exposing the actual people calling the Genesis word, the G word. Like, some people are calling his comment anodyne by Frogman standards, and yet it took Twitch a few days to actually respond with a ban for at least Frogman and then 3 other members on that panel.
Yeah, I banned him.
Some members of the community have actually gone after Frogman for her weight and have made this absolute funny video, which I will now appropriate.
Damn it.
Just stop it!
Who the fuck put that on my video? Like, I didn't make that shit. I would never make that shit. That's some heinous. So basically, the entirety of the internet got mad at Frogus and banned her from Twitch.
Yeah, I banned him.
But the ban seems to be temporary, so she'll be back. Andy Milanakis, ladies and if I were to give my opinion on this, here's my general opinion about all things and everything. 1, I think we're a nation that's no longer considered a melting pot just because there are constituents in our pot that are not melting or assimilating, and they're always going to run coarsely against, I think, traditional American values. I think it's probably more helpful to just let people say what they need, or say what they mean, so we have an idea of who they are. I don't know that I support Frogman's ban or anybody's ban necessarily over this. The jokes made on the panel were, I guess, okayed by Twitch at the time, but there was such an outrage for it that people started calling out. Even Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch. People have even accused Dan of just wanting to hang out with the kids all day and just wanting to be with the cool kids.
How do you do, fellow kids?
So the idea is that Dan lets people like Hasan say whatever they want for the most part without any punishment.
Henry College is doing one good thing, which is that if you have these millionaire, billionaire, WASP fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date rape to other billionaire, millionaire failed daughters is in some respects, from a utilitarian perspective, of course, a little bit better. You know what I mean? Taking these guys and putting them in a pen with one another is ultimately getting them away from the broader society. I'm not stating that it's a good thing that date rape is happening. I'm saying that date rape, Henry College is doing one good thing.
Hasan! People love this guy. He has so many fans. Anyway, my final thoughts are: we live in a time where we have such a sharp contrast in the difference of opinion, and a lot of it has to do to the multiculturalism we sought out, but perhaps we created a monster at the end of the day that needs to be put It's a poo-poo monster. It's a pee-pee monster. We put it in the toilet.
Put it on. Yeah, they're not allowed to say it.
It's basically like you can't say it, and if you say it, you're literally hate criming us.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up. No one cares.
And perhaps maybe we should start, punishing some anti-cultural, anti-American with, a little bit of censorship, I guess. I don't know. Is this really censorship? Yeah, but at the same time, listen, maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's what we'll get. I will say this. I'm glad she finally got a ban anyway, just because, screw her. She has like a history of just having some awful takes and also just being Hasan simp. And anytime she's ever been held accountable by the community, criticized, she always plays the victim, tries to explain her way out of it. She's one of those people like, it's everyone else who's the problem, not me. And I think that behavior's trash. I think it's trash. As for the 30-day ban, yeah, go ahead. I don't care. Let her come back. I don't think people should be shut off indefinitely. But I'm going to throw it back to you guys. What do you think? Comment your opinion down below. Did the frog deserve this? Thank you for watching my shitty video. It's been a pleasure making it for you, and I hope you like, subscribe. Check out my Twitter for some more information. All giveaways are free on Twitter and YouTube. Twitter does not sponsor. YouTube does not sponsor anything. It's all me, baby. I'll put the information up for viewing purposes, but check the Twitter, check for a thread on how to get maybe that last Luigi card. I'm your host, dasdingo of dasdingo World and DingoCast. Appreciate your time. Thank you for watching the video, and you have a good day. Or else.
Oh, Shadow Dingo! You opened your mouth on the internet! Now you're on my sights! I was searching around on